That will help you get through security in a much more timely manner.
Well, of course, the school holidays have started for many families in the south today, and you might cast your mind back to some of the breaks you've enjoyed over the years. Well, we're doing that on tonight's programme because the BBC has launched a new digital archive service that you can use at home. It's called BBC Rewind and features some of the footage that we've captured over the years. Tom Hepworth has been taking a look at what we did in the halcyon days of holidays past.
BBC television in the south.
It's the summer holidays. Can you tell? Then, as now, all roads lead to the coast. It's 1967, and while John, Paul, George and Ringo were on their magical mystery tour, these pensioners were on a coach trip to Bournemouth.
It's a long, long way to Tipperary, up my heart.
But before hitting the promenade, there was time for a fry-up.
I always wanted to come to Bournemouth, and my wife always put me off of going to Bournemouth.
Why was that?
Well, she says it's too bracing, and she always liked to go somewhere farther afield.
She likes swimming, doesn't she?
Oh, she always for swimming. She swam in quite a number of places on the continent. She's been to Norway, Sweden, Finland.
She'll be back in a fortnight. Hope she remembered her passport. Back in 1959, most of us couldn't dream of going abroad on holiday. An early pioneer of the British all-inclusive was Billy Butlin, who was busy in Bognor Regis building his 8th holiday camp.
As we can see, there's plenty of work going on this fine sunny morning. Well, here is Mr. Billy Butlin, the man behind this enterprise, and I've got one or two things I'd like to ask you. How do you feel about this objection that's been raised to your great plan?
Well, you know, I think nowadays anything that anyone tries to do, there's always someone against it.
Mr. Pratt, I understand that you, as a resident of Felpham, have objection to this camp that's being established.
The proposed structures forming the holiday camp are, in my view, quite hideous and out of keeping with the charm and the character of the village.
Through the round window now, and a day at the seaside wouldn't be complete without a stick of rock. The South Today cameras went behind the scenes at this factory in Bournemouth in 1974, where we learnt that we've got someone called Dynamite Dick to thank for rock as we know it today.
He saw the locals there making a rather dull-coloured stick of rock and decided to brighten it up with the colours that were familiar with sticks of dynamite. That is a pretty bright pink. And in later years, in fact, rock makers became known as Dynamite Dicks.
Skilled craftsmen were involved in creating this Tucktonia, a miniature world in Christchurch, which could lay claim to being one of the first theme parks. Sadly, it closed in 1986. Talking of keeping children entertained in the school holidays, in 1973 we covered one of the first holiday play schemes in the south. Up to 600 children a day went to Hightown Secondary School in Thornhill in Southampton.
The play is unstructured, and there are very few people around the place blowing whistles and shouting orders. In fact, the only people who might be doing that are the 3 qualified staff, 2 teachers and the local curate. One of the supervisors is Jim Noonan.
We've got 2 years building up from an experiment. I hope that the community will see our activities this year. They've certainly had ample opportunity to come up here and have a look at what we're doing.
And they have already, you think, reaped the benefits of what you've been doing?
Oh, undoubtedly. I mean, let's face it, we're running virtually a babysitting service for 550 children.
If you're worried about your carbon footprint, why not try what this family did in 1980? A walking holiday. With a difference. They left for Devon with just what they could carry.
Problems of a journey like this, because you've got 2 very young children, haven't you?
Yes, it depends a lot on the weather. When we have fine weather, it's pretty easy to get things washed, especially if we're near a good river. In the West Country, it was much easier than it has been in Wiltshire and Hampshire.
They were simpler times, weren't they? But I guess you'd probably need a holiday to get over the one you just had.
That's marvellous, isn't it? And if you want to delve into some of the BBC archives that have been digitised, just go to the website. There it is, bbc.co.uk/rewind, and follow the instructions. I did it earlier. I got caught in a bit of a loop because there was one really good film, and then I watched another one, so it's really good. Well worth a try. Lewis is here with the sport this evening. Last night was tense, wasn't it?
Oh, it was fantastic. It's all well and good winning 8-0 and perhaps 5-0, isn't it? But if you really want fans to kind of come back for more, that emotional investment